There I am. I always scare myself. It just never fails. I scare myself every time that screen pops up like that. Hey, Minister Patricia Campbell and Donna T. Brown are with us. How you doing this evening? Let's see here. We're gonna do a little housekeeping here. Um, we're going to start in just a minute. We're going to see if anybody else is going to show up. So Donna, thanks for joining this evening. I think this is the first time you might be joining on this platform. I know that you and I did a blab together, so I think you're going to enjoy this one much more than that blab. So you can ask questions once we start interviewing, and also on who's will join us soon. Okay, Dr. Meleth is going to be running a little bit late. So on Blab Donna, they have these little hands, and you click on the hands to give people props. Well, on here there's this little gift box, and so it serves as props. And so if either of the guests say anything, or if I say anything that resonates with you, you can click on that box and give a gift. And then in the live chat, hey girl, yeah, well, I see you've already discovered that you can chat with us. Okay, so hey to you too. And so if you want to ask questions, you can go ahead and put those in the chat box. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a brief introduction, and then we're going to go ahead and start with Minister Patricia Campbell, who I will, we've talked on the phone, but we'll be doing a face-to-face, and I think this is the first time will be laying eyes on one another. So my name is Sreelatha Cahan. I'm the founder of Renew, Refresh, Set Your Life. And this evening, we're going to be interviewing authors from the One Word book. We're not going to be talking about the book necessarily tonight, but we're going to be talking about the authors themselves, so that you can get to know the author as a person and what they do, how they go about their daily lives. And also, if they have made any significant changes in their life, we're going to be talking about that, because that is what Renew, Refresh, Reset Your Life is all about. People who have made some significant changes in their lives. They may have been living their life one way, decide they want to do something totally different that they weren't accustomed to doing, and they've hit that reset button on their life. So that's the root of Renew, Refresh, Reset Your Life. So I'm going to do a small introduction of Minister Patricia Campbell, and then I'm going to bring her on. So Patricia Campbell is the author of the devotional pocket inspiration, 31 Days of Inspiration. She is a prolific teacher, conference speaker, intercessor, prayer warrior, and minister of the gospel. She is the founder of Life Ministries, a ministry whose assignment is to empower the body of Christ to live in fullness and excellence. She's a woman of God in touch with the pulse of the Spirit. In addition, Patricia is an inspirational coach, mentor, and a business consultant. She is a mother and enjoys spending time with her daughter, April, her grandchildren, I think this is Sharia, son-in-law, Herbert, and her extended family. She also enjoys writing, reading, bowling, and traveling. So now I'm going to invite Minister Patricia Campbell on to be a guest, and if you'll just accept, we'll start our discussion. She's loading, so she should be all like that.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello,
there.
How are you?
God, I just want to give you a hug. I wish I could just hug you. How you doing?
I am spectacular. How are you doing today?
Great. I am doing really, really good. It's so good to see you. I know we've talked on the phone, but we haven't done anything like this where we've seen each other, right?
That's right.
Okay, very good, very good. So I know you've been watching some of the other interviews, and I appreciate that, the support you've given the other authors. And so now it's going to be your turn. Dr. Meleth is going to be joining us, but she had a call from work that she's going to take, which is okay, because I can interview you, and then I can interview her, and then we'll just talk to you both together. Mm-hmm. So we're not necessarily going to be talking about the book. We're going to be talking about you, the woman of God, Patricia Campbell. Okay, and what's your life like? So you're a minister.
That's correct.
Okay, so you're a minister of the gospel, and how long have you been a minister?
Oh, I guess about 12 or 13 years at least.
12 or 13 years at least.
License,
Okay.
yeah.
And so what was life like? Because that's what we do. We talk about transitions. Okay. We talk about hitting that reset button. So were you in the ministry to any degree before you became a minister? I mean, was that your life?
I've always been a church baby. I grew up in the church. I grew up very active in the church. I started by speaking, my Easter speech when I was a little girl. What you looking at me so hard for? I didn't come to stay. I just came to tell you that this is Easter Day.
This is Easter Day.
I started out speaking as a little girl.
Yeah.
My great grandmother. And she taught me to speak. And Pat, you have to speak with feeling.
Yeah. With feeling.
And so
I bet you had the best Easter speech.
Yeah.
You
for somebody about 4.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah. So that's very funny because now I'm thinking because all the other kids would be and it's all very cute and we love it, but not you. No, that wasn't you.
Yeah.
That wasn't you. So you've always known that this was the path that you were going to take to some degree.
My great grandmother raised me. She was a prayer warrior and an intercessor. And because I lived with her, you mimic your environment. That's really how I met the Lord and baptized by the time I was 5 because God was my grandmother's friend.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I wanted him to be my friend. And so therefore, she introduced me to him. And as a little girl, growing up in the Abyssinia Missionary Baptist Church, when I was a little girl, 1501 Avenue L. Inslee, I gave my life to the Lord at 5 on the song, I'll Go. If the Lord wants somebody, here am I.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that great? And so young, too. I mean, it can hardly get better than that, can it?
It's such a perfect road, but it was the beginning.
Yeah, it was the beginning. Because when you're so young like that, I mean, you absorb everything like a sponge. So it sounds like to me you're saying you just living with your grandmother, being in that environment, you just soaked it all up and soaked it all in, and it was really just a part of you.
Yeah, that's true.
All along. Okay, so and so where are you? Are you do you have a church?
I'm a member of the Tower of Prayer Church in Lee.
Okay. Okay, you're at least.
My pastor is my pastor.
Okay. Okay, very good, very good. So you have this devotional pocket inspiration, and I bought that a while ago. Yeah, I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, I bought that. I bought it online. Yeah, probably about 6 months ago. Yeah. So was that your first writing?
My first published writing.
Okay. And so how many publications do you have?
This will be my second. Well, you know that the Lord gave me this ministry that I do inspirational messages every morning. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I have a mail out group that I do every morning. I've been doing that about 10 years. Oh yeah, I've been doing that about 10 years. Every day. I think in the last 4 or 5 years, I've gotten somewhat lazy and I just do it 5 days. But I used to do it 7 days a week, 365.
Yeah, well, you know what? And so 5 days is cool. I mean, I've gotten to the point now when I get up in the morning, I look for it. Like if I don't have, what's up with that? Okay, what's up with Miss Patricia? Okay, she's not putting that post right there, particularly the Bold Beautiful Woman group, because I don't post there as frequently now, but I know that you're gonna be one of the first ones to show up on that site with an inspirational message for the day, and I really appreciate that, and I really look forward to it because it's always a really good word. Okay, it is not a lot of words. It doesn't have to be a lot of words. Okay, sometimes a few words are better. Huh?
I said just a nugget. What I'm trying to do to get you thinking.
Just a nugget of what you're trying to do. So the pocket inspirations is your first book. The one that we're working on now is your second book. Have you got something coming along after this?
Third book that I'm going to be writing entitled "This Is My Story."
Have you started it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have? You've been writing it a while?
No, I've started it simultaneously with our work.
Okay. So when do you think we're going to be looking for it?
Oh, I just believe you're going to get it sometimes after this showing. I may wait till the first of the year to allow us to grow some, you know?
That's right. That's right. You're so considerate. I love that. We're going to grow some. I think this whole experience, I've done a couple of book collaboration, but it's so different when you're leading the effort. And there's this energy. We don't all talk a lot, not post a lot of stuff, but I just feel this certain energy among this group in my head, and I don't even know if everybody sees it, but I see them doing some different things with just this book being a catalyst to something. So do you talk about the book?
Well, I talk about it to my family, and I've begun to just post it, on my website and on not my website, but my Facebook and different things. When we're doing something new, we don't want to tell too much. Just want to tickle their fantasy and say, hey, I'm doing a collaborative effort with some sisters, and it's going to be unique. Because I think the one word thing was cool. I really had never heard of that until I got in contact with you, and I just found it to be most interesting. Once I did my research, I thought it was really cool.
One word. So what did your family say? What
my daughter is always very supportive. My daughter's son-in-law and my grandbaby, her name is Shariah.
Okay.
They're very supportive of her, me mom.
Okay, very good.
And
very
they
good.
live in Texas, so therefore
they live in Texas,
in San Antonio, yes. And so they are kind of mentioning it as they do my other book.
Okay, very good. So you just have the one daughter?
One daughter.
Okay. Is anybody else in your family in the ministry?
Well, I have cousins that are in the ministry because I am an only, and my mother was an only. And her father was an only.
And your daughter is an only. And Shariah is an only.
So therefore, I don't have a whole lot of, close family. Got a lot of cousins.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't have a problem with that.
No,
you don't have a problem with that.
That's all I know. So it's good to be.
That's right. So that makes you even closer. So you're an inspirational coach and mentor and business consultant. Let's talk about that. What do you how do you get clients when you went inspirational coaching? Is that something that people sign up for? Is that something that you automatically do?
I generally get them by word of mouth. Generally, people come to me in my other life. When I was working in someplace else, I would end up being because I was in a management position. I began to just kind of inspire young people and encourage them to move forward. It was not designed to be a money-making thing, but service to mankind. Because I find that young people need direction. They don't necessarily know which way to go. And as I began to share my story, it enabled me to encourage them. Hey, baby, you're young. Go back to school. And so I mentored them, and I said, well, okay. And because I have the gift to look at someone and work with them a minute and know what their strengths and weaknesses are, I can encourage them on the right track.
Yeah.
Lifestyle or whatever.
Because sometimes they don't even know what their own strengths are.
No, because nobody has told them. Most times the young people and most of the girls that have been in bad relationships and they are hurting, and sometimes you can't see through the pain.
You can't see through the pain.
And so
they can't. They can't, or others can't.
They can't see through the pain.
They can't.
But I can see.
Yeah, it's crystal clear. It's crystal clear. Yeah, instinctively you can see that. And as far as a business consultant, like what kind of consultancy do you do?
I am a human resource management consultant. My educational background is business administration.
Okay.
And so I deal with management. I can say, for instance, with that same talent, come into a business or an office and assess what needs to be done. Usually, we have now we have seniors and millennials working together. But what needs to happen, instead of the millennials wanting the seniors to go home so they can get their job, we need to blend that knowledge so that we can make an effective team. And so
that's correct.
Able to do that, you know, it takes some coaching and some consulting most times.
Okay, and so is that what you do? Is that your work? I mean, is that all you do?
No, my mom had great expectations from me. I'm a nurse as well. And I retired from Jefferson County Commission when I was about 19 years ago. And now I work as a school nurse. So I'm using my gifts and talents in a special needs class that I special needs young man.
Okay. And so your business consulting, when do you do that? I mean, do you go around places?
On as need to basis. You know, if I land a contract or something like that, then I'm able to do that.
So is this work that you go out and seek, or is this mostly word of mouth?
Basically word of mouth. Because I don't have a lot of time. But when I retired initially, that's what I was going to do. And I did some things then. But now that I'm working a full-time gig, I really haven't done a whole lot of that.
Yeah, right. We juggle a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, we juggle a lot, you know, but there's, you know, but the things that you juggle, I mean, there's value in every aspect of that, don't you think?
I think so. I think that we all have varied assignments. Sometimes you're assigned to the business field, and the Lord may indeed change your assignment.
Yeah, right.
With that, well, I don't know if you're familiar with the 7 mountains, but education is one, business is one, and I happen to be able to facilitate either.
Yeah, either, and blend them together, because in consultancy, that's what you do. You educate. You educate.
That's right.
Yeah, and even in as an inspirational coach, you know, there's some education involved there as well. So how does your granddaughter?
Shariah is 13.
She's 13. Okay. Do they come here often?
We travel. This is probably the first year that we haven't done a lot of traveling. I travel there and they come. I'm going for Christmas.
Okay.
We've been busy. My daughter got a master's, I think, last year. And I went to Portland, Oregon is where she graduated from. So we were together then. And I hadn't seen her, but we Skype all the time and we do all those technology cool.
What does your daughter do? Does your daughter have an entrepreneurial spirit?
Right now she's being a mom, but my daughter is an educator. Right now she was in the classroom, but she's doing something, I forget what you call it, but what she does a lot of training for her school system, and she also works as a liaison between the student and the parent when they have difficulties. She helps solve those problems. We kind of call it a resource officer, but they call it something else.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. You can call it whatever you like, you know, but it's all the same thing. A valuable resource, and it provides a service, a greatly needed service. I see Dr. Meleth is here, so I'm going to go ahead and do an intro with her. Lanita Dashi Pearson. Thanks for joining us. Is she a guest of yours? Do you know who Lanita is? Okay, well, I'm glad to have her. I'm glad to have Lenny with us. So I'm going to do an introduction of Dr. Meleth, and then I'm going to invite you on, Dr. Meleth, and then you will accept that invitation. Also, if you have any questions, you can type them down here in the bottom. Then over here is a gift. If Minister Patricia says anything that resonates with you, you can always click on that gift box and give her some props. That's what they call it. They call it gifts here, but you can definitely give her some props. So Dr. Meleth, Sri Meleth was raised in a Hindu, I think I'm saying this, a Hindu Nair family by a devout father and an agnostic mother. Yeah, that's quite a contrast, right? She was working her way through the normal teenage angst of trying to decide whether she believed in God or not when she lost her mother in a plane crash at the age of 19. With her mother, Sri lost her sense of home, her single steadfast source of emotional support, and her trust in life. A few months later, still bruised, Shocked and very tired of the back and forth in her mind about whether or not to believe in God, Sree decided to try living as if she were a believer. Today, some 38 years later, that tentative step towards faith has blossomed into a steadfast knowing and unshakable connection. Sree now lives her spirituality. She has developed meditations and practices that have helped her to be fully accepting of her life in its entirety. This chapter in the book, her chapter in the book on trust, is a reflection of that. So I'm going to click on Dr. Meleth here and invite her. And Dr. Meleth, if you would accept, we'll bring you on.
Hey.
And there you have it. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Wow, I haven't seen you in years.
Take my glasses off.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm leaving my door because I'll be reading some stuff here. So I got to see. Sreelatha, this is Minister Patricia Campbell.
Hey.
So I'm glad to have you both here. Haven't seen you in a long time, Dr. Meleth. I don't know, since you moved. Maybe one time
once after that, yeah.
Yeah, we had lunch together. Yeah. So good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, you'll put your glasses back on.
Yeah, I can't see without them.
They're just like mine. They're just like mine.
I should always be able to see my face.
Yeah, right. You want to know if you're on. You want to know if you're on. So I'm reading this Bible, your bio here, but before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit about that. But where I want to start is this, because renew and refresh in such a life is all about doing just that, resetting your life. And since I met you approximately 7 or 8 years ago, you have renewed, refreshed, and reset a few times at high, okay? Because when we met, of course, you were working at UAB. You were a statistician there as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so, but you were also doing some real estate investing.
Yes, I was.
At the time. So that was the first time, right? That was
first time. Yeah.
That was the first time real estate investing. So I was a real estate agent and I was an investor as well. And I certainly enjoyed working with you. And I always admire that you took that risk. Yeah. I always admire that you were courageous enough to take that risk to be a real estate investor. But you're not doing any investing anymore, or
no? We've still got some of the properties that we had in Birmingham and Montevideo.
Okay.
I've sort of handed that over to my husband.
Have you? Okay. Okay. How is Dr. Meleth?
He's good. He'll actually be here. I'm in Atlanta now, and so he comes here every Thursday night.
Okay, very good. Well, very good. Well, be sure to tell him I said hello. Yeah. So after the real estate investing, and I know when I started the blog in about 2014, I think you had made mention not long after that about what's it called? My meditation.
In my meditation today.
In my meditation today, and you started that about a year ago. Has it been a year?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for 2 years, but it actually became a actual blog. In January of this year. So tell us about that. Yeah, what I wanted to do, what I realized. So I have a ritual every morning. So I have I don't know if you can see it, but there's an altar there. So that's and I've got a lamp lit. I think there's too much light, so you can't see it very clearly.
I can see it.
Yeah, and so I have a ritual where I say a certain number of prayers, and then if there's something that has triggered me or is bothering me, then I spend some time actively meditating on that and going into that space where it's bothering me. I generally visualize God holding my hand and taking me to the space so that I can understand what it is that I need to learn from it. And I discovered that as I did that, I got insights that are very useful, not just to me, but would be useful for other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I began to think that I really need to be writing this out and getting other people to understand my journey and my process, because it could help other people. And so that went on in my head for some time, and then I started listening to for actually about 4 or 5 months. I used to religiously go to Michael Burnett Beckwith's church online. Do you know his church, the Agape Church in LA? So it's sort of a non-denominational church, and there's beautiful music, and he does a lot of talking about the law of attraction and intention setting and all of that, and how it's a really interesting church to attend. And he had this book called Life Visioning, and which is a 40-day practice that you do. And as part of that, I started talking. I started doing some of the exercises, and so this became a little bit more concrete about how to do the meditation and what to do. And then I also started thinking about some other things that I wanted to write, which was my story, which a lot of us seem to want to do, but also because in my context, in India, you grew up with, all of us grew up with mythology, right? So in our mythology, there is a lot of emphasis on a certain type of role that a woman should play. But really, in our mythology, there's also this, so that the woman that the society in general tells us to play, the role that we are asked to play, is that of a docile person who's accepting everything and who's who's just supportive and does not have her own life. But in truth, if you actually take the whole span of our mythology, we have very, very powerful women goddesses who are the complete opposite of the docile.
Exactly.
And I wanted to and I have actually traveled that journey. So the docile character in our myth is called Sita, and the goddess that my blog is about is called Durga. And so I came up with this idea of writing my story, which would be Sita to Durga. And so because
in your blog,
as a memoir, so that would be a memoir.
Okay.
And so in order to, I decided that I wanted to get some more skills in writing and to actually figure out if I could write. And as the first step towards my dream, I decided to enroll locally in Emory in a continuing education program, which is a nonfiction writing certificate.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so that was really helpful because, first of all, I was surprised by how well my writing was received. So it was sort of, I didn't know that I could really write that well. I could write in a way that would move people.
Yeah.
And so that was a real confidence booster. And so I have several chapters of the memoir written, but then I came back to what is my first love, which is this thing about meditation. And because also, in order to get people to understand what I'm saying, when I'm saying Sita to Durga, it's also good to have a blog that explains some of the stories and myths of right now Durga.
Right.
And so I just decided to do it and went ahead and started. I think the first blog post was in January of this year.
Yeah, I read it. It is very calming. It's very calming. The times that I've read it, you know, I mean, I read it best if I'm in, you know, in my own space. Like if I get up in the morning, like 5 o'clock, you know, and I do meditation and all that. It's something about when it gets daylight outside, it just changes everything. So I'm up at 5 o'clock. I like it when it's dark, you know, anything. But the minute the sun hits, my whole mojo kind of goes. So, you know, so when I read your blog, it's kind of in that atmosphere, and I get. And even if I'm having a kind of hectic day, even in the middle of the day, if I stumble upon it to go to it, it has that same kind of calming effect. But I'm going to backtrack just a little bit here and talk about, you know, being raised in a house with a devout father and an agnostic mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, no, but there wasn't.
It wasn't that tug.
There wasn't an argument.
Okay,
It was just that.
So I don't mean argument, but I don't mean argument. I mean like.
So for my father, when I say devout, first he was really busy, so there wasn't a lot of time there wasn't actually growing up a lot of talk about God in my house. Okay. Every day morning he had a ritual as well. He would light the lamp. He would, you know, he would say his prayers, and my mom would make sure that she had the lamp and everything ready for him in time for him to do his rituals. But a lot of our time, a lot of the discussion around the dining table, for example, was stories from the myths. So it was not like there was no. Because India has a very rich mythology. Hinduism has a very rich mythology. So there's a lot of discussion about those myths. There would be a lot of poetry recitation around the dining table, but not a real discussion about do you believe or don't you believe. And when we got into the teenage years, we started talking about that with my mom. And she was very clear that she didn't know if she believed or not. You know, so there were some things that had happened which made her believe, and her mom was a very she had a really, really deep faith, but she'd also had a really tough life.
Did she? Okay. That tough life for your mother, is that what created this doubt? You know, this struggle between faith and
exactly.
And struggle. Yeah.
What is it doing for her is basically what the question is in her mind, you know.
Okay. And so your mother died in a plane crash when you were 19. Were any other family members on that plane?
No. It was just,
okay.
Yeah. It was
just your mom?
Yes, my mom.
Okay. All right. So you also have you're doing podcasts.
I'm not doing a podcast. I'm about to start. I'm doing an online course next weekend, actually. So what's happened is, as I've written the blog, what has become very clear is that for me, the message of the blog is that everything is divine. You know, everything is an expression of divinity. So if you reject anything, you're rejecting a part of the divine. And so what I would like to help, and I've been using this myself. So when you have things that you're ashamed of and that you don't want to face, and you push it away, and you're not able to love certain parts of yourself, then you're not functioning in your full divine potential. Right?
Was that you? That you didn't love certain?
Yeah. There are, you know, all of us have things that we are proud of and things that we are ashamed of now and in the past. And, and when something happens, and you know, maybe you talked in a certain way to your child, or you talk in a certain way to your husband, and most of the time what we do is we project it back onto them. Oh, it's because they did this or they did that. And because that's the easiest way not to face us, you know, to turn around and face ourselves is the most difficult thing to do.
You know that story? That's interesting. Yeah, that's true.
And so to be able to get to a place to have practices that help you to turn around and face yourself and bring these hidden parts of you up and sort of bring them into your heart and just love yourself. If you're able to do that, then you're able automatically, first of all, you reduce stress in yourself. Because a big contributor to stress is us not liking ourselves and us not liking the way we are reacting or other people are reacting. In general, it's a rejection of life when you're stressed. And so when you're able to sort of open your heart and welcome everything that you have in, knowing that it's all in divine time and on divine purpose, then you sort of shed that stress level. Everybody around you becomes less stressed, and you're able to help other people and hold them in their in that space where it's okay, so even if you have a spouse who's angry and is not responsive, if you're able to get into your space of everything is okay and have an open heart and hold them, not saying that they shouldn't be angry, so because you're not rejecting any of their experience, you're just standing in a space where you know that nothing that they do or say can actually touch you because you're divine.
Yeah, this is where I am right now. This is where I am right now. Yeah.
And so if then that will automatically, because you're not rejecting them, the energy will change.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So you want to speak to that, Patricia? What Dr. Meleth is saying? I see you sit up here and listening and nodding and agreeing. What do you say about that?
Well, I believe that you are the arbiter of your own fate. And I believe that when you are in the space that she's speaking of, you don't give your power away.
Yes.
To me, what I was hearing is that, okay, I have to maintain this space so that I don't give my power away.
Yeah, that's great. That's some good stuff right there. That's some good stuff. That's good. Look, Dr. Meleth, when we have the book launch in November, are you coming to Birmingham?
Yeah, I'll have to time it properly. I'll get my flight done because I'll be in LA the night before, and I'll have to come.
Okay. Because I just really can't wait till we all get in a room. I just can't wait till we all get in a room. It's just gonna be so amazing. It's gonna be so amazing. So I want to get back to you for a minute, Patricia. Let me see here. What's on the horizon for you? I mean, where are you headed in any particular direction? Is there something that you foresee happening for you that you want to focus on, a direction you want to go, or are you where you're going and you're just improving upon it?
Well, I believe that you should always be going somewhere. My quest now, I'm doing more public speaking, and focusing on my writing skills. I'm going to, like I said, I have this book, and I'm going to try to take that path of a writer. The other thing, I guess, if you were going to say anything, I have been contemplating, believe it or not, going back to school to get certified to teach.
Okay.
Because of my concern for our educational system, I am concerned that our children are not getting what they need. And I just really believe that many of the teachers, they mean well, but they have all of the new precepts and concepts, and they're good. But some of that old-fashioned stuff we're going to have to put back. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. When I was in school, I learned to read phonetically. There isn't a word that I can't sound out. These children, they learn by sight. And so sometimes they're word calling.
Yeah.
They don't understand the content of what they're reading. And I'm contemplating going back to school now. And then I'm contemplating being I may do John Maxwell. I'm not sure which one of those I'm gonna do.
I'd really like to do John Maxwell. I would really like to do that. But backing up for a minute, talking about phonics and sight words, it really didn't occur to me until you said that, because I got 2 small grandkids. You know, my 3-year-old, she recognizes words. You know, my 7-year-old, you know, as he learns more words, that's what they say. They say sight words. I just remembered that phonetics is not a word that I hear. Okay, although when we're working, you know, on vocabulary, he has to sound them out. But basically, when he comes home with this list, it's a list of sight words.
And they learn them, and then they pronounce them. And all children are not hindered by sight words. But some children, it's been my observation, do better with phonics. And I just think the children should just be flexible in that. The math, I mean, my grandbaby, she's a brilliant young lady, and but that stuff she does, I mean, it's just not even in my sphere, because I can get the answer.
Right. Every year it's a new math. It's a new math.
I can get the answer, but I can't do the process.
You're right. That's right. So what kind of speaking do you do? You say you're doing more and more speaking. What kind of speaking do you do?
I will speak to any event, but most times matter of fact, I had a speaking engagement just this past week, and I spoke to a prayer group at Harvest Community Church, I believe it was. So
is it faith-based?
Faith-based speaking.
Okay. All right.
You know, if you go to you know, when you learn to speak, the people give you the assignment.
They give you the assignment, right?
And whatever assignment I'm given,
to that audience.
I can address it to that audience.
Okay. All right. Dr. Meleth, are you doing any speaking, or do you plan to do it?
I would like to do some speaking.
You like to do some speaking?
That's part of my sort of long-term goal. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be speaking at our event. Yeah, I pre-planned that, okay? I just have to tell you what I told you, but it was already planned. Yeah. And so I really like this thing about you know, the meditation, and also raising stress-free kids. Yeah. And that's part of Dr. Meleth's work. Tell me about that. Is that a whole part? Did all of that come out of your meditation?
So all of that came out, and like you, I have 2 grandbabies, and so as you know, because now you're able to be a little bit more removed. You're not as enmeshed in the parenting as when you're a grandparent, and so you're able to stand back a little bit and say, what else would I have liked to have done as a parent? And some of those things are raising stress-proof kids, you know, and it's something that I think that we really need to be. What I would really like to see is to have practices like mindfulness or meditation, or depending on the denomination and the comfort level of the parents, and the family, to be able to, you know, there's simple breathing techniques in yoga that have been shown scientifically to change the stress levels, the cholesterol levels in human beings. So it's sometimes only a matter of 10 or 15 minutes, or there's the whole you know, the emotional freedom technique where you're tapping on acupuncture points. So there are so many techniques, and different things will work for different people. Some kids might need to go out and play, you know, so they just need, but to have the concept that teaching stress management is an important part of teaching what we teach our children. It's as important as, if not more important, than teaching them the 3 R's, because in the end, how they react to stress will determine how successful or unsuccessful they are. So if their first reaction to stress is to escape, whether they're escaping by watching the TV or whether they're escaping by drinking or getting into bad company or whatever it is, if before they get to that point, we are able to tell them that there is stress, stuff happens. This is how you feel. This is what it feels like in the body. These are some of the ways in which you can manage it. So when I did my teleseminar series on raising stress-proof kids, one of the things that every expert on it said was that before you have stress-proof kids, you need stress-proof adults.
Yeah. Did I tell you these
So that's part of what I'm trying to do as a first step with the retreat next weekend is to do an 8-hour, 4 hours each day sessions, teaching people, first of all, to techniques like meditative writing, being fully embodied and understanding how, getting a sense of where in your body you're holding stress, and when you hide something away, where it goes and resides in your body, and then being able to be fully present with that, and then do this thing about accepting it, because once you learn to accept all of you, your stress level will automatically go down.
It will go down.
Yeah,
it will go down.
And
I think. Go ahead.
So the first day of the weekend, the first 4 hours, we'll focus on these tools: the meditative writing, the being embodied. And
is this live? This is a live
online. Yeah, it's in teleseminar. And then the second day, we'll take a particular area that someone is stuck on. Just, it might be a particular situation at work or something like that. And we'll just use these tools in that application so that they get a real experience of what it is like to open themselves up and accept a difficult situation.
Yeah, because people understand better and be more accepting of the tools you're trying to give them when they can really immediately apply it to a situation and know that it can work in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that both of you are interested in working with kids in some kind of way. And I want to talk about you, Minister Patricia, again about your speaking. Do you have I know that you speak when people invite you to speak, but are there certain topics or speaking topics that you would like to maybe market yourself, to speak on those topics? Or, do you have a signature speech? Because that's one thing that I'm working on right now is a signature speech.
Basically, I market myself as a keynote speaker.
A keynote speaker. Okay. Yeah. And how long with keynote speaks, are they usually a specific amount of time?
Generally, they are. They generally have a topic. I've spoken at different things. I might speak at an anniversary. I might speak at young people's group or at the Optimist Club or whatever. But what happens is they give you an assignment. That's the way I look at it, as an assignment, and I prepare my speech as a presentation
based on that. And talking about this growing, because you want to do more speaking, you're thinking about going back to school, and you want to work with students. I know for me, the multitasking. Well, first thing, I hate the word multitasking now because I can only do one thing at a time. Okay. But, I have less of a capacity to juggle many things as opposed to, you know, when I was like 40, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, you're blessed. I'm way beyond that. That's my hold up from going to school because I don't get no homework. I've regressed in my childhood.
So, but I'm saying, so all these things, I mean, you know, does it get a little hard to juggle them?
Well, I tell you, I'll give
let me ask you a couple things. Does it get a little harder to juggle them? And does the fact that you want to do, you know, a variety of things make you stagnant sometimes?
To be honest with you, no.
Okay.
Because I have this in my mind. Okay, I'll share how young I am. I'm soon to be 62. So I have this time that I feel I have left.
Yeah.
So my focus is to get done the things that are key.
Yeah.
And I began to leave my mark in this world. I believe that everyone has an assignment. And
everyone
people fulfill that assignment. They go to the grave. The graveyard is full of unfulfilled assignments. Yeah. And I want to, with what she was talking about, I was listening to it and I was thinking, if I can meditate and get to that place, I can find the thing, the one thing that I need to do that will make my creator sent me here.
Yes.
You can have gifts and I can do many things. I can sing, I can dance, I can preach, I can speak, but am I doing the thing that my creator intended for Patricia? Before I leave this, I don't want to carry that to my grave.
That's right. With all that unfinished business in the cemetery.
That's right.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I get that. You should read our blog. You really should. My meditation today.
In my meditation today, I can send the. Do you want me to send the?
Yeah. Can you type it in?
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. Just check it out. And what I tell you is it's so soothing. And it's kind of like how Dr. Meleth talks. You know, she's kind of steady. You know, she real steady. And, you know, she gotta bring me down a notch. You know?
Because you know I'm everywhere.
But I need that. Look, and Donna Brown definitely need that. She need to come down a notch. Oh, that's so funny. Well, very good. Well, listen, let me see if I want to talk about anything else here. I know because we're talking about what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to know the authors of the one word book. Okay, is there anything that we've talked about? We'll start with you, Minister Patricia. Is there anything about you that you want people to know who'll be reading this book? You want them to know about you so they'll know about the person who's writing about destiny.
Destiny is my quest.
Destiny. Yeah, that's so good. I'm hosting this, so I can't stop right now and mellow on that a little bit. I gotta stay here. Destiny is your quest. Yeah. Everybody should be looking for. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but that's a good quest. That's a good quest. I don't know if you know. It would be interesting to know how many people, or if it's in vast numbers, who are really seeking to find out what their destiny is, or do they go with the flow, or think that whatever they're doing is what they're supposed to be doing, without really trying to find a method for seeking what that true destiny is. Yeah. You have to kind of get in that place. You feel like you're in that place sometimes, you know, because we're talking about meditation, you know, because sometimes I feel like I got it now. I got it. I got it. I got it. Do you ever have that feeling like, yeah, this is it, right? I know this time this is it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, because life is seasonal, I believe that your destiny may not be just one thing. I think that your destiny flows with as you flow, as you grow. Because I think the Lord is not that kind of person that he just limits you to many things. But there are things that he has designed for you to do. And I'm working on those things. And once I get in that place, clearly hear your assignment. See, many times we're so confused, so clouded, so much going on, so much going on in your head. This, you're talking about multitasking. It's a busy world. And we're doing all these things, and all this noise, this clutter is going on in your mind. So when you clear your head, then you can hear that voice that's within you communicating with what's in you, and you all connecting. It's like the power.
I love it.
If you ever saw the Power Twins and they hit and bam, they turn into something else. Okay. I'm animated. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we do have a lot of assignments, and I feel like I do, because I know when I know, and there's a season for everything. Okay, assignments change. Assignments change. You may be assigned to somebody for a season or a time to get them somewhere or over a hump. So you don't ever know. But learning how to listen to that voice, that's so important.
And obey it.
Okay, and recognizing it.
That's true too.
Recognizing that voice. Yeah. Obeying it, and not ignoring it. Because I'm at church. We're doing the our small group starts this Sunday on the war room, and so I've been reading the book, and it's talking about people always they're waiting on the Lord when the Lord been told you 20 years ago what you need to do. Okay, you just want to wait. Yeah, I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting, and sometimes that's because people don't want to do something, and sometimes because they don't recognize that voice. They don't recognize that voice. They don't recognize that voice. Well, what about for you, Dr. Meleth? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to know about you that we haven't talked about? About this lady who's going to be talking about trust.
That's where I am, and it's just really interesting that this last month for me has really been. So the way the definition for trust came to me was trust is resting back, letting go, resting back, relaxing into the flow of life, knowing that it's always unfolding in my favor. And with everything, both with the fact that I fell down and that with my daughter going through a difficult time, I've really had to settle into that trust and hold her while she learns to get back into that trust.
Yeah.
If you actually think about it, I was just talking to my daughter-in-law today and saying that because I fell, I had to take time off of work. And so I was able to be there for her, so I was able to go to New York and be with her during the biggest crisis that she's had in recent years. And then when she came here last week, I was also able to be there without having to worry about work. Now, I could have done without the fall, but because I had less leave, because I'm in a corporate environment now, not in a university environment, the leave is very restricted, and so this gave me an opportunity to be there for her without losing. It's very strange how things work. You never know what the behind the scenes planning is that has for you, and so every time you're if you're willing to, or she is holding your hand and putting you back into that trust, saying, see, I know what I'm doing. Why don't you just let me do it?
Yeah, yeah.
And so we so typically what we do is we pray and we say, help. Say if you're praying for your kids, you say, help them through this, give them the courage to this, or do this, or whatever it is. And then you try and go and interfere, right?
Yeah, right.
Don't leave. Yes. so where's your trust? Where's your faith?
Yeah.
And for me, I've always found that I get into this frenzy sometimes when life throws stuff at you, and it's only when I get to a space where I am really letting go and able to be calm and really just letting go and resting back and just trusting that life is good, then things work out, and they may work out in ways that I could never have imagined.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm so glad that we did this interview today, because you don't even know how timely this is. Because yesterday I heard some news that just sent me totally off kilter. And so mentally I've been a mess. I didn't sleep very well. I, experienced some anger, questioning God. I didn't want to do my morning meditation this morning because I just didn't know how, he could let this happen, and I haven't really talked to anybody about that. So I'm glad we're having this conversation, because this is grounding me. This is really bringing me back. And I really need to be in this place, because if I don't, I won't. I know there's just no way I can get beyond this. I just can't. There's just no way I will be able to get beyond this. And whatever God, for whatever reason He worked out things where He did, I have to trust. Yeah. Okay. That He always knows what He's doing. And by my not trusting in that, it's going to stunt my growth, for one.
Yeah.
Okay. And whatever He has planned, it may even stunt that. So I really appreciate this conversation. And so I know what I'm going to be doing when we get off of this call today. I'm already, because I had been on vacation the 2 weeks prior, and I've been so mellow and relaxed and happy. And yesterday, bam, out the window. And I spent the day trying not to think about it, which is not good. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm coming back, and I'm going to be exactly where I need to be. Yeah. I would sleep so good tonight, because I have been sleeping so good, because I have been so at peace. So I'm going to be looking forward to that again tonight. So I see who we had here. Let me see who we had here. Hermione, she's still here. And so we're going to wrap it up in just a minute. But before we go, Hermione has not done her interview yet, so we're going to do a test while we got her right here. And I'm going to click on you, Hermione. I'm going to invite you, and then you just accept. And once you show up, that will be our test, and you will know how it's going to go when we... Nope, it didn't work. I'm going to invite you again. It's waiting. Yeah, she's having some trouble here. So I'm going to try it again. And we may, because 4 people can be on here, so we may have to do our test separate from this. Yeah, it's not working. We'll do it. We can do it maybe afterwards, Hermione, or because you're coming on Sunday, maybe tomorrow if you got time, or Saturday. Anyway, we're going to call that a wrap. If nobody has any questions, I thank everybody for joining.
I did paste my link for the...
Yeah, I see that there. Yeah, Dr. Meleth has her link for my meditation today. And I think I put Minister Patricia. So I wonder if I can do this devotion. I'm going to put your pocket inspiration, the title in here. So let me see if I can copy and paste it and put it over here so people will know. Yep, there it is. Know about your book and where to find it. It's available on Amazon. 31 days against. Yes. Oh, it's got too many letters in it. Okay, I'm gonna do half and half. I'm gonna do X.
Sreelatha, I'm also pasting my link for the weekend course if anybody.
Okay. All right. Very good. I wonder why it's not doing that for. Okay, it says devotional pocket. Oh, that wasn't 250 characters. Inspiration. 31 days of inspiration. That should go. There you go. And so that's Minister Patricia Campbell's book. You can find it on Amazon.com. Patricia, do you have a website?
No, don't have a website.
All right, so they can get it on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Hermione wants me to try it again. Let me try one more time. Nah, not working, girl. Not working. So we can try it. We can try it after we get off here. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, wait a minute. It look like it might be working, Hermione. No, I think it probably. All right, ladies. Well, listen, I appreciate you. There she is.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
How you doing? And look, I would tell you like I tell my granddaughter when she be FaceTime. I don't see nothing that big up forehead. No, I'm saying. There you go. I see your face now. She be talking about grandma. I was like, Grandma, give me some sugar. She got forehead. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Very good, very good. So the technical issue from a minute ago, you think you know what that was?
I didn't open it in Chrome.
Okay, very good. So now you know. So this is all it's going to take for us to do our interview on. Are you Sunday? You're on Sunday.
I'm sorry.
You're Sunday. You're coming on Sunday. We're doing your interview Sunday.
Right.
Okay. So this is all you have to do. I invite you. You log on with Chrome. I invite you. You accept, and that's it.
Okay.
Easy breezy. All right. Very good. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. My name is Sreelatha Kane here, founder of Renew Refresh Such a Life. We have been talking with Dr. Sreelatha Meleth and Minister Patricia Campbell, co-authors on the One Word Book Project, which will be released in November. And we've been getting to know these authors so that you can get to know them as people before we come back next month to talk about their role in the book project, what their word is, why they joined the project, or why they wanted to join the project. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking to 3 or 4 of them, 2 or 3 of them at a time. In a succession of days, not like we're doing this just a Thursday and a Sunday. So I appreciate you ladies taking out time in your evening to talk with me. I have enjoyed you both. I'm telling you, you really helped me. You really helped me this evening. I am in a place that I haven't been in since I woke up yesterday morning. So that's significant because I had all kind of angst and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do. Donna, Hermione, Tamikia, hey, how you doing, Tamikia? Lanita Deshae Pearson, I want to thank you all for joining us. We'll be back on Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time with Sabrina Mays and Hermione Elise Carnes talking about their lives and what they do daily. And that's a wrap for this evening, ladies. Y'all have a good time. They say that the replay, it takes a couple hours for the replay to be available. It will be the same link, but when it's available, I'll probably post it again. You can share it on your social media or wherever you like, okay?
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great evening.
Have a great evening.
All right. Bye-bye.
Next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay.